Good day, my dear expats, and welcome to this video. So as you knew from the previous X courses, one of the best ways to save taxes would be relocating to a new city or a new country, in this case, Germany, for working reasons. So if the professional reasons are driving this move you're doing, either from your home country or also within Germany, from city to city, or also even within the same city, then you are allowed to deduct this from your taxes. So what exactly are we talking about, and what are the conditions for this? Well, you saw it in the X courses already, but here, to refresh your memory, you see, a professional reason would be a changing workplace from city to city, or also within the same city, or if you're moving within the municipality, then that you are, by this move, at least saving half an hour for the way to go to your work, to the office, and also half an hour the way coming back, so 1 hour in total. If you are saving by this move at least this time, then it's recognized as a move for a professional reason, and also due to the previous reason, and in that you will be allowed to deduct very much a lot of different categories of cost. And what are these? As you see here, transportation cost, driving cost for yourself also on that day of the move. Then also the meals with your own meals, or also using the meal flat rate for each days it took you to move. Some Mietentschädigung or doppelte Miete for when you could not renounce the previous contract for your apartment exactly so much at time, so you had to pay two rents at the same time. And in that, you can also deduct that previous rent you had to pay too much from the taxes. And not only this, but if you do not possess any proof for all of the previous expenses I told you about, there is the great advantage for you that you have also a moving or relocation flat rate for every year being updated for professional reasons. So in this, you see here in a table, but I think much better in this website over here, all of the flat rate for different years updated for either if you come as a household, a single person, or also of a married couple of expats, and also together with a child. So let's put, for example, that you move from your home country, India, or in Latin America, now to Germany in, let's say, May of any year, and now you are going with the airplane, of course. That's a tax deductible, and also you can deduct this flat rate in advance and in addition. So no need for proof for this one, other than, of course, I know that you registered in the city under that date, and then you started a rental contract also in the following days ahead. So indeed, you see here the way that you can break down the different deductions. So in here, you see, so from 2020, we had a standard rate of 820 for each single person, and that's how you understand it. If you are moving as a couple and both of you are moving for working reasons, then it's 1,640, both the contracts being the proof for it, and the registration in the city. And here, if you come also with a following child. So as you see, either due to inflation or also due to simply changes and transitions in the tax code, and this amount is updated year by year, always growing ahead and ahead. So for the current one, we have up to a deduction with no need of further proof. So the flat rate comes in full in 1,476 if we are talking now about the married couple and also child. So for this, then let's look at what is the letter from the Finanzamt with the request for proof and information. So in here it says, Nachweis über den geltenden gemachten sonstigen Werbungskosten, Telefonkosten und Umzugskosten. That's what they want to see. Korrekt. In Einzelfällen sind jedoch weitere Angaben sowie Vorlagen von Belegen erforderlich zur Sachverhaltserklärung oder bei eine Stichprobenauswahl. So that is the theory. And here is in the checklist the types of documents regarding your relocation that the Finanza now wants from you. We saw now also the proof, the reasons, what would constitute a relocation for professional reasons. And then we also saw the reasons what would constitute for a relocation due to your profession in here, due to a work-based move. And the way to submit this, so the documents I told you before, the flying costs, the train tickets, the double rent you were paying, as well as the registration in the city for all of your family altogether, will cause an effect if it's approved. So once all of your documentation is ready, as you know, you can submit it either via post, all of them inside of a package, a letter, an envelope, send it directly to them. Or also you will see us showing in the past an email address here where you can submit directly all of your documentation. And finally, the best way would be simply to go within your Elster, then submission of receipts, the options we saw in the previous videos, and then doing it all electronically with your online signature. And to see here the results for the submission. So for once, the submitted tax file in here for this married couple of expats, with, of course, the saying that due to professional reasons, there was a relocation from the United Arab Emirates to Germany. So a migration took place, relocation, and this was to get inside of a job contract. For that, this person was, of course, submitting all of the possible expenses, including, of course, the relocation flat rate for himself, for his wife, and also for his child. So you see here, 870, the current one, plus 580, plus 580, 2030 in total. And what were indeed the results of this? You will be now excited to know that with no much change, the submission was successful. Because indeed, you see here, weitere Werbungskosten wurden akzeptiert, which includes, of course, this relocation flat rate. Indeed, together with the proper documentation, this person was able to complete all of the process and then get a tax return, tax compensation of almost 8,000 euros. So for him and his family coming within the same year in Germany, 7,750, it's not a bad number. How so? Because the principle was completed where he requested for all of his expenses, in this case, especially the relocation expenses due to work reasons, to be accepted to the tax office, and they then processed his request with the proper documentation, the proofs and evidence that he was able to submit, flight, registration in the city, all else. And finally, it was confirmed in this Einkommensteuerbescheid, and he got his income tax return back. And that expats would conclude on how you can make your relocation cost due to professional reasons being to your benefit inside of the tax declaration.